Isn't it nice to be the creator of your own experience? Yes. The elicitor of it, you see? The unconditional lover of it? It is our promise to you that as you hear us here today, and this is a sort of new communication that we're offering. It's just been recently that we've begun telling you all that the way that what moves from your vortex, which is where everything that you want is, into the realization, into the reality that you want to live, what makes it possible for it to move from that unrealized state into that realized state is your practicing of your point of attraction. And so we've been reaching for words. For a while we called it your grid because it's an established state of being that we'll fill in with details. But grid sounds too rigid. It's a pliable, fluid, it's a climate, it's an environment, it's something that you create. And if you can hear us when we say to you, you have the ability to create this apart from what you're witnessing. Oh, if you can get that, in other words, that means if you don't have enough money and you can create an atmosphere where you feel prosperous apart from the reality that you're currently living, now your vibration is going to shift and the money will begin flowing in. Now your vibration is going to shift and the intimacy flows in. The shift happens, you see, but it's got to start with you. And so many of you, we get it. You say, hey, I didn't feel like that till he acted like that. He acted like that, and that's why I feel like this, so he needs to act different so I can feel different. And we say, conditional love will get you nowhere. You have to create the vibrational condition that allows you to receive from this person who we promised you has the ability to give you exactly what you want when the shift takes place within you. Some people are so observant of this and that and everything that surrounds them that their own vibrational frequency based upon what they are observing is all over the place. They don't feel secure because they haven't practiced the vibration of alignment. They don't feel clarity because they have not practiced the vibration of alignment. They don't feel willing to allow diversity because they have not found their own steadiness. And so when one has not found their own steadiness, then what others are doing seems very important to them. Don't rock my boat. If you rock my boat, I can't be steady. When the truth of it is, you're the only boat rocker in your world. Only you can rock your boat. Only you can provide stability or instability for yourself. Now we know it doesn't feel like that sometimes. When you felt good, someone came into your experience, presented themselves in some way, and then you no longer felt good. Felt to you for sure that they rocked your boat, that their instability, that they brought it to you, delivered it right to you, and now you have to deal with this. But we want you to know that that isn't the way it happened. There was a vibrational frequency within you that included them in your experience long before they got there. But you say to us, as you learn to create your own reality more effectively every day, and you do, don't you? Sometimes you say to us, even the most proficient of deliberate creators among you, well, Abraham, I've fallen out of an airplane and I have no parachute. What do you think I should do now? And we say, hang on, it will be over in a little bit. Because there is a momentum that most likely is going to play itself out. So the other day, Esther had a thought. She really pushes my buttons, Esther thought. And then Esther had this very clear thought of standing there with a great big old button out there. Push it. Go ahead, push it. Just push it. I dare you. Push it. Push it. Sure enough. So, first of all, you get what he's talking about, the lower flying disc. We've been talking about get on your high flying disc. Then there's the Henri disc and so on. It's like the seven dwarves. When you accept that everything that comes into your experience is because there is somewhat of an active vibration about it within you, or it wouldn't come. Now, at first this is a little hard for you to accept, but once you accept it, then you feel kinder toward the button pushers because you realize you put the button out there for them to push. And the good news about that is, until you had this encounter maybe, in this moment, on this day, you didn't realize that that button was so active. But now people have started pushing it. Don't you have days that seem to follow a theme?
Aren't there just days that follow a theme? You didn't realize you had that theme button out there, but so many people just walked in and said, oh, boom, oh, boom, oh, boom. Until you say, is everybody going to do that? And we say, until you remove that button and replace it with something that you would rather that they pushed, you see. Isn't that who you are? Isn't your point of attraction everything? And is their point of attraction any of your business at all? And is the way they behave, is it up to them to change their behavior so that you can feel good about their behavior? Or is it up to you to change the way you look in general so that you're sifting and sorting and seeing that which is a vibrational match to what's active within you? These are the secrets of the universe, friends. This is living life in the way that you have intended. Thank you. Really good. Something that is important for you to realize, and we really want to put this in here so that you can really absorb this. You may not have considered this before, and it can make a big difference to you. Law of attraction is always responding to your vibration. And when you are awake, you are always offering one. Sometimes you're offering it on purpose. We call that deliberate creation. Sometimes you're offering it by default. You're just watching what's on television or just listening to whoever's complaining in your ear. Sometimes you do it on purpose. Often you don't. But your point of attraction is always, when you are conscious and awake, always on. But when you sleep, momentum stops. Now, momentum and law of attraction are the same words, because law of attraction is talking about the momentum of the thoughts that you're practicing. If we were standing in your physical shoes and we wanted to get off on a better foot, and today, never mind what happened yesterday or the day before or any time before, today, right now, today, it's my dominant intent that I'm going to look for things that cause me to find resonance with what's in my vortex. Because if I can right here and now find resonance with what's in my vortex, then there will be a steady realization of what's in the vortex into my manifested experience. That's how it works, you see. That's how things come into reality. So when you say to us, I want to feel my way, we say, start early in the day, before other momentum has you off on some wild goose chase that isn't serving you. Because this is something that you may not understand. When you think a thought for as little as 17 seconds, that thought has enough momentum that another thought like it will join it. And as you maintain that thought for another 17 seconds and then another, until you've maintained that thought, that pure thought, not what's wanted in absence of it, but what's wanted and why. What's wanted and why. For as little as 68 seconds, there's enough momentum then that happens that you can begin the realization process right then. Thoughts will begin to flow to you. Inspiration will begin to flow to you. Thoughts are powerful, and law of attraction is responding to your powerful thoughts. So when you care about the way you feel while you are thinking, then all kinds of wonderful things begin to actualize or materialize in your experience. For a long time, we've been saying to you, you create your own reality. And today we want to say it in the clearest way yet. You create the vibrational atmosphere which equals your vibrational point of attraction, which law of attraction matches up with things like it. So your creation is not just about hooking up with others who please you or hooking up with things or experiences that please you. It's about adjusting your own vibrational perception, because it's a fine-tuning world that you live in. This is a vast environment. You knew it would be. You knew that there would be extraordinary diversity. And you said, I'll go forth and I will, as I live life, tune myself to my personal preferences. You didn't say, I'll go with an attitude of what's right and wrong and dictate it to the others and make sure that they line up with my version of what's right and wrong. You said, I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what's right for me. I'll use the guidance system that I was born with, and I'll figure out what's right for me. And I will practice the vibrational version of that until that is what is revealed to me continuously. Some people
don't know that. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would acknowledge when we go to bed, all right, this has been a great day, whatever it was. Because at its worst, I put more good stuff in the vortex, and at its best, I realized some of it. This has been a really good day, and tomorrow, another really good day. And now I'm going to lay myself down to rest. And while I do, my point of attraction is going to become inactive, because my consciousness is going to leave, and I'm going to rest, and the cells of my body are going to take over. So source, cells, up to you, I'm out of here. Oh, by the way, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to get off on a really good foot. Then when you wake up, we started playing this game with Esther, and she would wake up and she'd say, I'm awake. With really happy anticipation. And then she was a little paralyzed for a little bit, thinking, I don't want those thoughts to come back. So on the first day, she didn't even make it till breakfast before thoughts of unwanted began to flow into her mind. But the second day, it got better and better and better. So if you decide first thing in the morning that you're going to get off on a thought that feels good, and then enjoy the thoughts as they come, and apply your focus to those good feeling thoughts with the intention of letting steady momentum take those good feeling thoughts, and you do it today and tomorrow, and you do it for about 30 days and 40 days and 50 days, before you know it, you have pushed the reset button. You have reassigned your position in this time-space reality. You have established a whole new point of attraction that has a whole new vibrational relationship with what's in your vortex. And as soon as today, things begin to happen that indicate to you, nothing makes you feel more worthy than that. Nothing makes you feel more brilliant than that, than to say, I said that would be so, and it be's so. You're powerful creators. You're not here subservient to anything or anyone. You are powerful creators. And you've come to focus your mind into creating the good that you've come to live, you see. Momentum is moving on everything that you're focused upon. It's like if you hold a cork under the water and you let it go, there's momentum in its own buoyancy. Do you get that? That cork's going to fall up. There's momentum in its buoyancy. And so holding the cork under the water is what negative momentum is in this less than perfect analogy. But when you stop doing that thing you're doing that is holding the cork under the water and you let go of it, it's going to move up, and there is going to be a certain amount of momentum in it, you see. We know. We called this the science of deliberate creation until we saw you going, ooh, got to control my thoughts. Cancel, suck that thought back. And then we explained there is no sucking it back. There's just not spewing it forward anymore. Imagine yourself moving through this clear space, and this red inky mist is spewing out of you with every negative thought. And suddenly, well, not suddenly, gradually, eventually, occasionally, you don't spew it. And so it dissipates. But if you keep spewing it, then there's always red inky mist in front of you. But if you stop spewing it, then there isn't. And so it's a progressive thing. You just get better and better at it. There are a lot of things that you can observe, and when you observe them, it causes you to offer a vibration that brings you more of them.
Yes.
In other words, there are a lot of people that believe that they are deliberately creating, and a lot of you are. Esther says, I was born into a happy home, and I focused there. No bad stuff ever happened to any of us. We just sort of lived happily ever after. My parents never said a cross word to one another. In other words, it was easy for Esther to be a pliable vortex through which we can communicate, because her vibration was in a good place because she was observing a good life, and her vibration stayed in a good place because she was observing a good life. You see what we're getting at? But deliberate creation is a bit beyond that. Deliberate creation is unconditional loving, which means it's creating of a vibration on purpose. Why can't some condition adjust so I can just observe it and feel better? And we say, because that is limited creating. And as sure as anything, you'll fall in the trap with the masses that say, we've got to control these conditions, otherwise we can't be happy. And that's just not true. This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.